Hello, I'm WhiteMoose and this is Underused, a show kinda series, whatever, where we highlight a underused weapon that for some reason isn't widely used, and yeah, just a good weapon that's not used for some reason. I don't know. And of course I can guess why it's not used, but anyway, today is the L85A2. It's a medium to long range weapon with decent fire rate. It's similar to the AK-74M. And by the way, I'm not gonna go through like statistics and so on because that's not relevant. Well, of course it's a bit relevant, but you can just look up that yourself. And to do that, and just check the description for a link to simpic.com, I think it is. Where I just give you the link for it, and you can check the random stats if you want to, the damage and the drop off and whatever you want to see. But I'm not gonna go through it because I'm more interested in how the weapon feels and just a general opinion of it, and it's gonna be my opinion and not anyone else's. Yeah, basically it's a long to medium range weapon and doesn't have much recoil, but the problem is that it doesn't really know what it has. Like, it doesn't really have its place in Battlefield because it just kind of steps on the toes of M16 and M416, because it's at least the M16, because it's like aimed at being a medium to long range weapon, and that's what the M16 does as well, except the M16 has a faster fire rate, which means it's better in close range, and similar and kind of like to the M416 as well, except the L85 has a bit better range than the M416, but it's worse in close range of course. And of course it's a very similar to the AK-74M. So if you have some weapons that are just better, like the M416, like the M16, and you also have weapons that are pretty much identical, like the AK-74M. So it doesn't really have its place. It's just another weapon. So that's I think that's a big reason why it's not used that much, because it's nothing really special about it. It's just another weapon. But I think it's worth using because it's really good. The only problem I have with it is the sound. It sounds kind of weak. I mean, some weapons like the G3A3 or the M74M has more power behind it, and this is just, yeah, it doesn't have the right feeling to me. It's still a really good weapon. I still enjoy using it, but the sound is a bit of a problem. But if you don't really care much about the sound, then that wouldn't be a problem for you. I might just be very picky with my gun sounds. Like I mentioned before, the L85A2 is mostly used for medium to long range. It doesn't really have much recoil. As you can see here, I just have a bit vertical recoil up. That's all I had. And I'm using foregrip and heavy barrel. So the heavy barrel of course adds some vertical recoil, but the horizontal recoil isn't noticeable with the foregrip, at least. It has a little bit of horizontal recoil if you don't use foregrip. So if you want more better ADS spread, then don't use foregrip, and if you don't really care about the 9% difference it does compared to not having it, then go for it. It depends on what you'll enjoy the most. And the sight I'm not gonna mention because it's so subjective. I prefer the regular red dot. That's what I do. Maybe you like the Cobra or the holographic, or just a ranged weapon, ranged sight. You like the ACO. It might be very appropriate for this weapon because it's aimed at long range. And yeah, the bullets actually go really straight as well. The AD spread is quite low, so it shoots really straight. So it's just awesome in long range. And it of course works in short range as well, but you have to be a bit more careful. And yeah, just be ready on the minimap if you see enemies and start pre-firing and so on, because in a head-to-head combat you will struggle a bit with this weapon. But then again, the hipfire spray is quite good actually, so yeah, you might have some success with it. I'm struggling a bit in close range with it. It's not where it's supposed to be, kind of. Anyway, now it's time to summarize. Very good medium to long range weapon. It struggles a bit to have its place in Battlefield because there are similar weapons for similar situations that are just better or just pretty much the same. So it doesn't really have its place. So, but yeah, I really suggest trying it out. It's a really good weapon. The only problem is the sound. It feels kind of weak. But yeah, overall a really good weapon, and a very accurate weapon. Like I said, the ADS spread is very low, so you can fire at the enemies and just be spot on a lot of the time. And as you can see here in the scoreboard, I was pretty much a one-man army. I got twice the amount of points a second and just a lot of kills and plans and so on. Yeah. And I'll talk to you next time. I'll see you.